Hi friends, welcome back to the channel, Relocate with Kaya. I am Kaya. I provide online support via coaching and consulting with individuals, employees, and families looking to move abroad. I provide them with relocation, country-specific resources, and on our channel, Rich and I discuss and share our own personal experiences of moving from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Johannesburg, South Africa with our beautiful daughter, Nina. So today we wanted to have a conversation about our American attitudes that no longer serve us in Johannesburg. So hopefully you'll get some insight on some adjustments you may need to make once you arrive to South Africa. So I think the first example or glaring example for me was when Rich and I think we were maybe here a couple weeks, and we had gone to, and there were two incidents, but essentially the outcome was kind of the same. But we were out shopping, and there was an incident. I guess the first incident was Rich and I were standing in line, and there was a younger lady that had to get out of line for something, and Rich and I were right behind her, and Nina. Rich and I were right behind her, and we actually had a whole bunch of stuff. But this woman, wanted to hop out of line, and I guess the cashier said it was fine, or maybe she just walked away. But the cashier said that she would take Rich and I. So Rich and I, put our things and stuff on the cabinet. And when this young lady came back, she was irate. And she was so rude and so nasty to the clerk behind the counter. I was shocked and amazed. And I was even more shocked and amazed, one, because she was younger and the woman behind the counter was older. And then I was shocked by the response of the lovely cashier to this irate woman. And I just remember, I was so angry, but this woman handled it so beautifully and so differently than how I would have handled it. I actually had said something a little slick to this woman, essentially saying that Nina, was behaving better than this grown woman was. And I'm sure she heard me because I said it loud enough to hear. But just knowing that if that would have happened in America, it probably would have been a viral incident because this woman's behavior was so egregious. And I was so angry because it was just so rude and unnecessary. This woman was just so kind in her response. And it just made me, so it was just one of the things that I noticed after, being here a very short period of time, how less reactionary South Africans tend to be compared to Americans. And I think it's because, particularly just speaking for a Black woman from America, you have stuff coming at you all the time. So you're always ready. You're always in fight or flight mode. So this woman, I was upset for this woman. And I carried on all day about this incident to Rich, and I'm sure this woman had literally went about her day 5 seconds after it happened. But meanwhile, I was carrying this resentment and just anger and I was just so heated. And what I have come to realize is, one, that was not my fight, and it wasn't even a fight. This woman was, she just handled her very well. And it just made me, it's just something that I struggle with, quite a bit in being here. I see people behave poorly, and the way that people respond to his behavior is just so different. And I dare say it's better because, it doesn't escalate a situation. Whereas though in the States, things can get out of control so easily. So I just find myself having to count to 10 because again, I'm the one that's upset, not even necessarily two parties that are involved, but I am, because I just feel like it's such an egregious overstep and a level of entitlement to witness. You're just like, how, and you're like, why isn't this person responding in a way that, a typical American would? So that, so I have to check myself all the time when I see stuff that I feel is, when someone's being unkind to someone else and they essentially kill them with kindness. It's not it's not a natural attitude that comes to me. So I've had to learn that this is not my fight, and it may not even be a fight, but it's just like, I just need to chill and not react as much as I do. Or like, I don't react, but like my feelings, sometimes can be a bit overwhelming. So that's one example.
Yeah, no, definitely like bringing the environment you grew up in, and how you were informed and how you typically remember or experience interactions. That's inherently part of you. Like, we spend the majority of our lives in Philly, in that area, northeast corridor of the U.S. Very fast paced, very in your face, very what do they say? Not nice, but kind, or whatever, that little internet thing that was going around. But it's very...
I would say helpful.
Helpful, sorry. Kind. Yeah, but very gruff.
Gruff,
very gruff. So
mm-hmm.
It's... To think, like, everyone here, you sort of meet people or someone, you might accidentally bump into somebody, and it's like, all right, we're about to, here we go, and it's not that. So it's taking these feelings and remembering you're in a new place. Like, for me, the fast-paced nature of where we grew up, it's been something that I have to work on, to let go. Mm-hmm. We're one of the markets or whatever, I forget what it was.
I think it was an outdoor market.
Yeah, so they had various food stands and drink stands and shops and stuff like that.
Live music.
But like waiting in line. Oh, there's like 3 people in front of me, mm-hmm. and it took 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, it took forever just to get like a couple, drinks and something. That wasn't even to eat. That was a separate line.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it's just like, just sitting there like, oh, why aren't you going? Why aren't you moving? Why aren't you, but that's just not the pace of folks here. And they're not doing it to be spiteful or whatever,
I'm going to make you wait.
It's just...
No, that's just the way. And then how people respond to that. It's
no one else had a problem in line.
That's
I'm looking around and everyone else is just like, la-da-da, and I'm like, all right. Well, But like, to get that clock out of it, it's not...
It hasn't been easy.
It's tough, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that sort of thing happens often. Like, just going out to restaurant, like I've said to other expats here, it's just like, don't go to a restaurant hungry, because you will die of hunger. Because, everything kind of moves, it doesn't move at a rapid pace. Like, people go to dinner to have a relaxing, enjoyable meal. They're not
rushed at all.
Right.
They're not rushed through any course of drinks to ordering to appetizers or
Yeah, and it's just like, in America, Rich and I were both servers, and the end goal was to, there was a phrase we would use, turn and burn them. And that's what we would do. Like, everybody worked at a diner. Like, even if you kind of went to like a nice restaurant, you still, looking at your clock, it's like, oh, I've been here long enough. Even though you're paying this outrageous price for this dinner, mm-hmm. you're still expected to leave in a decent amount of time. Whereas though here, it's definitely, like, it is any restaurant, no matter exactly. Like, the price point doesn't matter. Like, it could be, a Nando's, or it could be Signatures. Mm-hmm. Same level of service as far as time, timeliness.
Yeah, because you're not rushed.
Right.
In that, that is good service. That's just
it is great service.
We're used to.
Right, exactly. That's right. It's like, I need to make as much money as so you have the employees, it's like, I need these tables to turn so I can pay my rent, which is, usually, exorbitantly high because it's America. And you have the people that own the restaurants also in your ear, because they want to, accumulate as much sales as possible. So no, there's definitely motivation behind it, but it doesn't make it an enjoyable experience for the guest and also the servers, I would imagine. Well, it wasn't, nice being a server in the States because the pressure on was to, get them in, get them out.
Mm-hmm.
So the pace, you have to get used to, and it touches every aspect of your life. No matter what Rich and I do, we are constantly reminded, you're not in America. You need to relax. People respond when they will respond, and that goes from, dealing with Nina's, teachers or her school or utility company, Vodacom, like Escom, like, every aspect of our, like everything that we come into contact with. It's kind of, we're on, South Africa's time. But like I said, I think, people probably live longer because there isn't this expedited rush, work so hard, get it done sort of attitude and mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more relaxed, and having gone from a fast-paced environment to the slower environment, it just takes time to remember that and to reset expectations and, kind of go about your day that way.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be a complete shift in your thinking. Like I said, because it's not like, oh, well, when you go here, it's going to be this. Like, you have to completely overhaul what you've been taught is how things are done in America. And I think people don't, I don't think people are prepared for that when they come here. Or I don't think people realize how much you have to change, the way that you move and live your life because things are so different.
I mean, it has pros and cons. I mean,
I don't know if what are the cons?
Well, here's the thing. Like, for us, being in a large city in the Northeast, like, you could, get food any time of day you wanted. You could, it might be a lot of money, but you could get someone out to your house if you needed, like, a plumber, electric,
right. Yes.
There's service that you could get, probably pay premium.
I know, probably. You definitely would. Yeah.
But, like, yes, the slower pace in daily life is great. Like, during the holiday season, if you needed someone, you better just deal with it. So there's the flip side of that.
That's
where
right.
It's like,
for a whole month, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I forgot about that. Yeah, because we had, incident with something at the house that needed to be fixed. And we didn't want to bother the property owners because it was a holiday.
And I'm sure you could pay a premium to find someone.
That's right. It's still in the city of Johannesburg. So we, arranged to have this thing fixed after the holidays and the delay. And I'm sure because there's, a backup because everybody was away for the holidays. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of a negative thing. But these people want to spend time with their family and go home too. So I'm not upset about it. Yeah. I'm not upset about it. But I think that's So just just know that as speaking for being an American Black woman, like you will see stuff here that is going to I don't know if challenge you, but it's definitely going to make you pause and, just realize that, that's not how they do things here. And you can't insert yourself in the situations as much as you want to. And one of my South African friends, like I talk to her all the time, and she's just like, we just let it go. It's not, it's not, that big of a deal. So it's, it's something that I want to take on and, incorporate that into my being. And also, same thing with Nina. Like I want Nina to not have to be so reactionary to the world. And I think that had a lot, and that's part of the reason why we moved to South Africa, or just a country that we knew we wanted to move to a country that the way that they do things was very different than how we do it in America. So, So yes, we just wanted to share this little tidbit that you really do have to, have a mind shift and adjustment once you arrive here because, things are very different. But I will always say it's definitely in a positive way because it brings the pressure down. It brings your blood pressure down. So it's definitely a plus. It's definitely not a negative. And it's something that you will continue to work on. We've been here over 5 months, I think. And yeah, I still, kind of daily have to be like, let it go. But yeah, so I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. Like, if you want to experience, the South Africa in our case, or wherever you may be, fully, like, you do have to get out of the framework of the States.
Yeah.
To kind of fully immerse yourself in the way they do things here. And it'll just make your life easier. You may be doing things and reacting in ways that you not even realize.
Yes. That you're triggered by, because they're triggers is what they are. Yes, for me.
Yeah. So it's kind of good to kind of take a step back, relax, let some of that stuff go.
Yes.
Kind of take in how it's done in your new environment and kind of go from there.
Yes. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Of course, please feel free to leave a comment other than your opinions about the sound. Please feel free to leave a comment, like, and even subscribe if you find some enjoyment or just entertainment out of hanging out with Rich and I. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on Thursday.